taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season, no top, you stop breathing.
You know, and then let's segue into our next topic. I mean, next weekend, at least for Memorial Day weekend, there's only one card, which is good. You know, and good for PBC because now all eyes will truly be on them. You know, for a fight.
All eyes on me.
Right.
But enemy.
A fight that was originally scheduled for December 5th. That originally got canceled due to
because of some thought.
Yeah. That couldn't stand to see Rolly shine, but she had to put her 2 cents in and fucked up.
Never filed the police report, no charges, yeah. Fucked
up some money, fucked up PBC's money, fucked up Roller's money, fucked up Tank's money.
And wasted everybody's time.
Yeah, and I got to the point where people were calling her out, and she had to deactivate her Twitter,
yeah.
But yeah,
moral of the story: shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, but
you don't have no real shit to say.
Right, but once Rolly was cleared, PBC didn't hesitate to put that shit. Oh yeah, it's back. We back on again. Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Rolando, Rolly Romero again for the WBA's GameStop 135 belt. Again, like I said, it's bullshit because it's being marketed as a title fight. It's not a title fight. It's because we all know
the GameStop championship. Stop.
Yeah, it's the GameStop. Yeah, the real WBA champion is George Kambosos. We all know that he's. I
put some respect on the PlayStation Network title, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
For real.
Kambosos is the dude that it took a goddamn World War III to convince this motherfucker to fight someone else. That guy.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Kambosos kind of, he switched up, and obviously we'll talk about him a little later. But yeah, like he swithed up, and kind of did my view of him. But he is the champion.
As everyone.
Yeah.
the light just it didn't just dim on you. Someone put a 60-watt bulb instead of a 70-watt watt bulb.
Facts.
So, you know what? Just change the bulb, nigga. Pat, stay right there. Don't move.
Oh man, but I mean, like I said, now obviously this fight is pretty much. Now PBC is just, this fight has one of the weirder backstories because there's so many levels to this. Number one, Tank and Rolly don't like each other. That's very obvious. Obviously, in the times that they faced off with each other, you've heard a lot of profanities, a lot of N-bombs, a lot of delusional talk, a lot of talk that someone might say might be kind of special, quote unquote.
It's just fuckery, nigga. It's fuckery.
It's fuckery, but it's fuckery. I mean, to me, some of it's entertaining, some of it's just like, God damn, these guys are embarrassing themselves. But outside of all of that, though, other people are kind of thinking like, Rolly might actually have a chance in this fight. I mean, and I think, and I'm seeing more of this popping up. And I mean, and let me explain why. I mean, Rolly. I mean, obviously, if you see Rolly fight, Rolly's boxing is kind of struggle. I shouldn't say struggle-ish. It is struggle. I mean, Rolly for the most part is known for pretty much getting the gift against Jackson Meneras sometime back, a fight where clearly he got his head boxed off, but often than not, I mean, obviously because he's a Rolly is a Floyd Mayweather fighter. He's a Mayweather Promotions fighter, so everyone pretty much believed that Floyd got him the win. and they're both Mayweather Promotion fighters. But Rolly, however, is for these two is the boxing is rarely unanimous in terms of who and what they think, both boxers and fans alike. But everyone seems to hate Rolly Romero. It's just like it's not even
he's trash. Like he's trash.
Yeah, like the people in this division, from everyone gets on him. Like Haney gets on him, Spence gets on him, Tank gets on him. Like these niggas are supposed to be but it seems like every single time they're on Twitter with this, telling how garbage he is. Like everyone goes in.
The only one that's by his side is Teofimo, and that's because they're good friends.
Yeah,
it's the only one that defends him and sticks up for him.
Right, and then of course it's not that. I mean, Rolly has a high self-belief about himself. Like, I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna knock him out, and he says it in that high-pitched voice of his, and he says things that some are probably meant to troll or maybe are hilarious or whatever, but he just seems to infuriate people, just for no reason. Like, and then Rolly himself though is not. Rolly is powerfully built. That's one thing. Like, I mean. That's what, for a guy who has struggled by, like, Rolly has legitimate power. Like, he hits incredibly hard, and he's incredibly ripped. Like, I mean, dude, and that's pretty much the biggest thing, because you look at Rolly and you're thinking to myself, God damn, like, how does he boil down to actually make 135? Because, I mean, he walks around a lot heavier than that. Like, he's, like, at least probably in the 160s, maybe even 170s, maybe. But... yeah, people are like, yo, how in the fuck does he make this fucking weight? Like, but he does it he does it all the time. So people are kind of saying like, it could be a thing that maybe Rolly might be too big for Tank, and Tank is a small guy. Like, pause.
I don't think he's too big for Tank. We've seen Tank fight bigger though, bigger guys.
Yeah, we have. Like, Barrios is bigger than Rolly.
Definitely.
And Tank bodied him. But then also
a hard ass fight.
But however, though, Rolly has what I like to call as a caveman chin. Like, if you ever heard me say caveman chin before, I usually refer to people who be eating all types of wild shit.
Danny Garcia,
like Danny Garcia.
But we don't know if Rolly has that type of chin yet. Like, we're gonna see after this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Has that caveman chin. Danny's been tested. We know that. We don't know that about Rolly. Just because he sounds retarded doesn't mean he has the retarded chin attribute too. We don't know yet.
Facts. See, because that's the thing. Like, Danny Chin was tested like years prior. Like you don't fight Kendall Holt, who's a hellacious puncher. You don't go 12 rounds with him and not have a decent chin.
Well, that, and then also Lucas is the one. I mean, Lucas gave him some injuries, but he didn't go down. That
too, but at least going into the Lucas fight, you knew he could take a hard punch. Though it wasn't like his chin was a question. Like, how niggas try to make it. Like,
right. I mean, Rolly. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I don't think he's fought any murderous punchers just yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't even fight a Kendall Holt level puncher. Like.
So, but it doesn't. He also doesn't seem to be phased by anything, like not from head or body. So that's
true too.
So it's just like, and he keeps saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna knock Tank out," in his high pitched voice and shit like that. So I'm gonna put it out to you guys. So how do you think this fight is actually going to go? Elbe, I'll start with you.
Damn, always got to be me first. You know what? I feel like these dudes is gonna just clash at each other. Like, they gonna start off aggressive, and they're gonna I think he's gonna get Tank and caught up in his fight. Like, Tank got everything to lose here.
For sure.
And Rolly got everything to gain. Like. And if he just goes in there and he gets rough and swings for the fences, throw the uppercuts and the hooks, clinch Tank when he's supposed to and when he's not supposed to, just all around difficult. He do the same shit he was doing to Ryan Garcia in the damn sparring video.
Right.
And at least there he got the same similar height, but the smaller, just like. He told all that midget shit. You can't lose a Tank now. Like,
right.
So, like, I feel like if he struggle and just frustrate Tank enough, he can clip him.
Yeah. And
there's something he don't see, like, underneath or over the top.
Right. And then Tank himself has never been down as a pro either, and seemingly does have a good chin himself. So it's not like
because Cruz hit him with some good shots and he held up. So Cruz can punch. So
and even Leo Santa Cruz was tagging
Yeah.
Tank with some 1-2s, and then Leo Santa Cruz. He's not the biggest puncher, but he's no damn feather fister either. Like,
right, and then Mario Barrios was him with some shit too, and he was kind of marked up, but like I said, he bodied Barrios in the end. So,
but those are different types of punchers and punches. Like,
like
you can't really train for Rolly's offense, and like when you a guy like Rolly, you can only really train for what you're gonna do and what you're gonna control.
Right, how you gonna fight them? Yeah,
you train your offense and your ring generalship. How you control those niggas? Like, you can't really of course you're gonna work the defense and shit, but as far as specific strategies,
you can't train for niggas winging karate shots at you. Like,
like this nigga be like, because Rolly one time used to talk about, and funny thing is too is. Yeah, Rolly is legitimately a very dangerous guy outside of the ring. Like, because dude does martial arts too. Like, he's he's a really powerful guy. He's just not. He doesn't come off as someone who's really intelligent. He's legitimately a dangerous guy. But boxing wise, he struggles. But like, there is a way, there is a method of victory for him, a clear one.
Because I feel like he could just smother Tank a lot. If he just stays close with him and just grapples, and it'll get so annoying. Like, honestly, like,
I think he might get himself disqualified in this fight.
Yeah,
look, I'm talking about both guys could get disqualified. Like, look, remember, y'all didn't see the All Access.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
you saw it when he was talking about how Tank is not mature, and he done jumped out the ring during all these times. He's amateurs, this fight, that fight, this fight, this dude, that, and I feel like Rolly, he's one of those people, like, he's the Tarver to Roy Jones. Like,
oh God, now, and that brings up to what you said, like, Rolly has a lot to gain, Tank has a lot to lose. Because another thing that's
Rolly might not be meant to beat anybody else but just Tank.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, let's put it. We've seen fighters lose to people that we just can't believe that they have the number. Like, obviously, let's think Vernon Forrest and Ricardo Mayorga. Like, in any other situation, you would think Forrest would put the beats on Mayorga. Instead, it's the other way around. It happens. Like, sometimes fighters, even as great as they are, always have that one fighter they just don't know how to fucking handle them. Like, and it could be it'd be someone they think like incredibly like lesser. Like, it happens. It's just maybe
because usually people lack one thing that the other person excels at.
Right.
Like the composure, like the mental fortitude. Like Mayorga, he makes you fight his fight. That's his biggest thing. And if you get caught up in it and you don't have the toughness, he's gonna outman you.
Right.
So it's like he punked Forrest. Like, honestly, that's what he lacked. That's what he had over Forrest, was the mental fortitude. And I'm a fan of both, but he literally punked Forrest in both fights.
He did.
Like, and he just did it with different outcomes. He did it different ways. The first fight, he made him fight his fight on some macho shit
and got knocked out. And then the second one, he just bullied him.
And the second fight, he did it too, but in a way, Forrest was up there. But as soon as Forrest landed those combinations, those 1-2s in a row, he took, like, Mayorga took dude's soul after that.
Forrest showed in the second fight. Forrest showed Mayorga too much respect, as opposed to the first fight where he didn't show him any respect.
Yeah.
That comes down to the mental shit.
Yeah.
And, like, you gotta have it balanced. Like, you gotta respect your opponent enough to know he's dangerous. But then you gotta respect him, and you gotta respect yourself enough to know that, hey, I could combat this danger. So that's what it is. But for Rolly and Tank, man, who knows? But this looks deep seated and low key. I think I'm a rock with Rolly on this one.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? A knockout? Knockout or decision?
KO. It has to be.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be a rough, ugly, rumble tumble. Like, oh shit! Do not step away from the TV type fight. because you don't want to miss something. I think you'll see forearms, and when they start talking to the press conferences, it's going to get heated up. Like, honestly, this fight is going to turn up. The day of this fight, this shit's going to be buzzing.
Yeah, it's going to be, it is.
Because we need to get, and it's a trap fight for Tank, man.
It is, absolutely. Because Tank can't. Let's see. I mean, another thing that Tank made light of is that this is his last contracted fight with Floyd and Mayweather Promotions, and already Tank has already complained about actually having to fight Rolly. Now, I mean, obviously, I think and I think fans are also complaining too because look, let's put it this way: 135 is a division. It's top heavy, but lightweight is top heavy in terms of who's really elite there. But lightweight has a good amount of talent. Like, it has a lot of prime talent. The problem is, unlike 154 or even 140, they don't mix it up a whole lot. You know, so the fact that we get Kambosos Haney, that's great or whatever. But for someone who actually wanted to put as pound for pound like Tank doesn't hold hasn't held a legitimate belt there. He hasn't held a legitimate belt in quite some time. He gave up. So it's like, I know people want to give him the pound for pound stuff, but his competition is just consistently.
And it's not even about the belts for me. If he was beating better names, we would look at him as a champion anyway.
Right, but it's hard to put
pound for pound.
But it's hard to put him pound for pound when his competition is definitely it's not on that level. Like, you got to at least have something in, or at least dominate your division, and he hasn't done that.
Because there's too many young guns around that's accomplished more to where you could be facing them instead of these young guns. Like, and when I'm young guns, I'm talking about Barrios and Rolly and Cruz. Like, they're good young fighters, and I respect them. But
niggas want to see him against Haney or Garcia or even a
because it's three of those types of fights in a row.
Right.
So that's where it's getting to because honestly, to be honest, it's tragic that the fight got fucked up the first time.
Absolutely.
But they could have had Rolly fight someone else and build up the fight again. Mm-hmm. But then when you look at the whole contract shit, they're like, nah, why? Why fucking waste that moment or risk it and let's make the fight. So we get it kind of thrown at us, and they're using the hype from last year to kind of fuel it, and it hasn't really caught on because even the All Access was kind of
it was kind of mid. It was mid as fuck, and not in the good way. Yeah,
Follow ones from last year were better, to be honest.
Yeah,
the Cruz one was better. It's like this one was kind of whack considering the material you have. So,
and especially it's a pay-per-view that they're trying to sell. It's not like it's a regular show. They're actually putting this shit on pay-per-view. So it's like you would think they would put a little bit more. Like I'm pretty sure they could have gotten more juicier type of footage and something in terms of these niggas talking that shit to each other or some shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like this. You know what? Okay, all right, we're gonna have to say this. Boxing promoters like Showtime, whatever, y'all gonna have to realize that y'all can't make boxing this PG-13 type of sport y'all want it to be.
Yes, sir.
How so? What do you mean, PG-13?
You got Tank and Rolly with this young fan base now. I know we older, we don't have to agree with how they talk and how they carry themselves, but there's certain times in the sport that energy has to be accommodated or I guess rode with or flowed with to make shit appear bigger than what it is or to really help promote something. I guess, and I'm thinking somebody made an executive decision on some man, I don't like how they curse and carry on and nigga this, nigga that, and this, that, and fuck you and gun this, nigga that, drill music, this, blah, 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 gangsta rap is too much, whatever the fuck. You know how these old niggas hype shit up, so they said, look, let's get the little unjuicy prune drinking inspired clips of these two ruffians, these two hooligans, and make them as tame as possible. Give them a little edge. I think one of these guys is from Baltimore. You've heard of The Wire, right? Yeah, great show. Yeah, so and Rolly, he had his father who was swimming from Mexico to Cuba or wherever the fuck, and all this is going on. And the kid can't speak Spanish or English, but he can speak somehow. And
speaks in caveman grunting.
Uppercut, that shit. So it's like they took all the sexiness and pizzazz and sauce and drip from this fight, and it's gonna come back again in the press conferences, in the weigh-ins. But as far as the promotion, they made it too safe. But the reason why I say like the promoters have to realize you can't make every event PG-13, because you hurt the event when you try to promote something that's really rated R, but y'all trying to promote it as PG-13. So people don't get the real, they don't get the, y'all trying to, y'all giving us the green screen at the end of at the beginning of the trailer, when that shit supposed to be the red screen. Y'all trying to give us fucking, let me see. Y'all trying to give us a Gremlins 2 trailer for Alien vs. Predator 2. I'm supposed to see some bitch get impaled on a wall in a hospital. Y'all trying to show motherfucking some furry little stuffed animal kill somebody. No, it's not the thing. So that's what I'm saying. I know older generation people was like, oh man, we tanking, nigga this, nigga that, this kill gun, this, that. But look, man, it's not every fight, man. This fight had that energy. Just ride with it. Y'all trying to really, y'all suck the sexiness out of this shit. Y'all made it unjuicy,
Yeah, and I mean, now the only thing I say that is luckily there's not a better. It's the only fight card for the next weekend, so
that helps it a lot.
Yeah, it helps it a lot
because you're forced to just kind of deal with this card. And it's a solid card and it's a solid fight, but you would be more hyped if you let the energy go. See, because you saw how you had the energy for Plant and Canelo. Their personalities are PG already. Or PG-13, but they had the hype. You got hype in that's PG-13 because it never got over the PG-13. It stayed PG-13. So, and it did well. See, it's cool if you try to do what they're doing. That's fine if you're not doing a pay-per-view. But if it's a pay-per-view, then what the fuck? Don't change the script. Change the script. What is this?
Right.
I asked for Punisher Warzone, not Punisher Fun Zone. So that's basically what they doing. That's why, it's gonna be a late push that sells this fight. This fight is gonna get sold on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right, yeah, especially after the weigh-in, especially if they do once they weigh-in, it's an MSG. Yeah, I mean New York is gonna show out for this fight, I'm sure.
Then the fucking because. For a last TMT fight, these niggas really ain't treating it like that. Promo, yeah.
You know what? If Tank loses, then yeah, we don't have to. We did spend all this money. But if he wins, then we have to figure out what the fuck we're going to do with it. Do we resign him or does he go off? Yeah, it has that. It has all this this weird. You just don't know what's going to happen. P, what about you? How do you think this fight's going to go, and who do you think is going to win?
Man, I think Tank KOs him in 7. I think the first 3 rounds are going to be rough as fuck. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's going to be a little bit of an eyesore because of Rolly and his Wing Chi shooting, fucking throwing shots, and he's gonna make it rough. And he's gonna try to bully Tank, who's much shorter. And I think Tank's gonna get frustrated, and it's gonna show in the beginning of the fight. But I think by like round 4 or 5, I think Tank will get settled in and just start fucking picking him apart. And I think that like he's gonna eventually just start teeing off on him. And I think by round 7 they'll stop it. I'm not sold on the caveman chin of Rolly because he hasn't been hit by nobody to really fucking test him like that, and I think he's gonna get hit like all fucking night. So I think when Tank finally does get to him, it's gonna be a short night. So, but not really short because 7 rounds. But once he gets to him, he gonna get him out of there. So I get Tank round 7.
Right, and I see how you see it like that. I mean, I do because like I mean. One thing that's for sure, I mean, even though Tank has power, Tank does have solid fundamentals. Like, there's not too many fights where you're saying that this dude's fundamentals are not where they need to be. You know, like I mean, he's absolutely somewhere. As Rolly, that's not really a thing. So I do think it's going to be a stoppage as well. I mean, I think that I think it will probably be. I'm thinking more like a 9th round knockout for Tank. But yeah, like I said, but there is a method of victory for Rolly, but I think it just depends on certain tangibles that Rolly we think he possesses.
There's a method of victory for Rolly, but it's a long fucking windy road with a lot of bumps and fucking wild animals crossing, and yeah, he's got to go through a lot just to get to that final fucking.
Not if he does what comes natural. Because look, we never seen Tank have to fight somebody who's smothering, beating on him, wrestling and grappling. Mm-hmm. If Rolly does that already ups his chances 50%.
Right.
Because we don't know if Tank's that type of puncher where he can fight dudes off like that. Mm-hmm. Especially when he hurt his hand the last fight. That's a tall order. Where you need your hand to be perfect to fight a motherfucker off you like Rolly.
Right.
So I'm factoring that as well. Like if I was to say like Tank's the favorite, but I would say this like a 60-40 fight to me.
I don't think he's gonna hurt his hand against Rolly. I think he was fighting, a smaller guy at Pitbull with a big ass fucking head and hit him in the back of the head and hurt his hand. I don't think he might hurt his hand from hitting Rolly too much because Rolly is fucking hittable. So,
but if they grappling and wrestling and he gets the hit and he's hitting the side of his head, he could re-injure him.
Right.
So it's like in a rough ass fight, it's like I'm already looking at all the possibilities. Like this shit could very well look like damn a Quendo bird, nigga.
Oh fuck no! Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Oh god!
I wouldn't wish that on nobody's pay-per-view, but I'm just saying, like this could be a great shootout, or it could be an ugly one.
Absolutely, yeah. But
I think we're gonna get. I think it's gonna be a combination of both. It's gonna be ugly as fuck those first couple of rounds, and then it'll get better.
Because remember, like Rolly's used to fighting that way, like Tank ain't used to. Everybody comes at him the traditional way. Like he finally just fought a shorter person last fight and damn near struggled with that. Like
right.
so when guys are they're cycling off of completely different styles going to the next one.
I understand. I understand, but I will say that what the fuck was I gonna say? That, like, and I know styles do make fights, but I just don't like. We've seen Rolly like lose before over what's his name, the guy that he fucking
Jackson Monero.
Monarez, and I don't think there's anything Monarez does better than Tank.
Different style, different style.
No, it is a different style. But I just said that it is a different style. But it's like I don't like what does Moranes do better than Tank? It's like, and he beat.
You gotta look at it this way. His style and his stature could allow him to implement outboxing strategies better than Tank can at his stature.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. The size. Yeah.
Tank's a shorter guy, shorter arms. He's throwing the jabs up. Moranes, he's just shooting normal like he's shadow boxing.
Right.
So, and Tank struggled with that already with Barrios. Barrios is literally just raining 1-2s on him and moving.
Mm-hmm.
So and he had Virgil Hunter in his corner, so you know he had a lot of shit going for him. So I mean, I do get what you're saying though.
Right. So yeah, so
that's low key why this fucking fight is actually pretty good, because you got so much shit could happen.
Right.
And honestly, if I get it wrong, it wouldn't be my worst fucking prediction.
Right. Yeah. No,
I mean, this nigga that thought Lemieux would be fucking Benavidez, so you know.
Rubbing salt on the wound.
yeah. I mean, come on, man. Because I don't want no one to be like, nigga, you fucking wild. Like, what's wrong with it? Like, broly over Tank. Like I'm giving like good, solid, quality logic.
But of course, it all depends on how Rolly performs. Now, if Rolly does get bodied in the first round or some shit like that, then
yeah, y'all can talk y'all shit. Go, nigga, I'ma talk shit. I mean, we're all gonna talk shit. Like, Rolly about to do it for the Cuban School of Boxing.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm the one sticking up for the Cuban School of Boxing.
Yeah, and speaking of Cubans, man. Speaking of Cubans, he's not the only Cuban on the card. There's actually 2 more Cubans on this card.
Oh, it's
a
Cuban
wait,
hold
on. Hold on. It's a Cuban movie now?
Unfortunately.
It's a sitcom, nigga. I already know what you're gonna go into. Just go ahead and do it.
Actually, no. Excuse me. There's only 1 Cuban. I always get the Cuban and Puerto Rican flags kind of messed up because they are kind of similar.
Shame on you. Shame the fuck on you.
Boo! Shame on Pat. I'm gonna remember that next time. I'll be like, well, you know, like Ghana and Nigeria. You know, I get them confused.
Yeah, I get them confused all the time.
It's the same.
Yo, you seen that Gollywood movie, nigga? Don't you mean Nollywood? Nah, nigga, Gollywood. Like, God damn, like this nigga get shot down here saying that shit.
I know this. I'd probably get shot. I'd probably get shot in certain areas up here if I said that shit.
You know, look the same.
Yeah, but
it's Lara, right? Though Lara's on this card, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, where we have at least Rolly and Romero, we have Rolly and Tank in the main event. The co-man, unfortunately, this is where we talk about PBC's matchmaking. Like, it should be a significant fight. Lara versus Spike O'Sullivan is not a co-main fight. It's not even undercard.
I forgot Spike still boxed. I forgot about him.
Yeah, this fight is. I mean, now Lara. I mean, we've all complained about Lara. Like ever since the close call with Castano, dude's competition has just been awful. Like,
and fight of the year with her, you gotta say both of them because like.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's a great run.
Fight of the year with her, and then. A good fight with Castano, and then both of them were hard fights. And then Lara just seems like, you know what? I think I need to go do some. I need to preserve, but I need a whole bunch of soft touches. And he's been getting them. Like, you know, he fought Canelo.
In prime spots.
Yeah, Canelo's Struggle Brother was a main event. Greg Vendetti, I think, was a main event on Fox. Cornflake Lamano was a main event on a prelim. You know, these are kind of, this was.
I don't know what favor. I don't know if he saved Heyman like on a vacation somewhere, and like the dude owes him these premium spots with these shitty opponents. I don't know what it is, but like, can y'all like get over it now? Like,
right, especially
like he paid you back already.
Yeah, I mean, Lara is an American age 38, in which in Cuban age he might be in his 40s already. So it's. You know, but
yeah, that's like 43.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got the knees of a 45-year-old right now.
Yeah,
he can't run no more.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to cash him out, but you might want to start cashing him out in some better fights because it won't look good if Spike O'Sullivan ends up, you know, gives him all types of hell and ends up beating him. I don't think it's going to happen in any sense. You know,
dude, sell him, sell. No, the fuck about
Charlo. Give him cash him out against Jamal Charlo.
And it's funny, I was gonna I didn't mean to say Charlo, like you know what? That's the boxing god stopped me because I was gonna say Mungia. That's who I was gonna legit say. I was gonna say sell him to him. Wait, as soon as I was about to say it, it's like you heard I said like.
And truthfully, I mean, honestly, like I don't think no one complained about a Charlo Lara fight or anything like that at this point.
No,
because
that's a good fight.
Because Charlo's not, his opponents have been lacking, and Lara's competition has been lacking. So like if whatever they're doing with Lara, like you're tempting the boxing gods if you keep putting him in these horrible fights that are like main event status. Because
somebody from that Dignum factory gonna then pull the upset on y'all.
Right, and then Laura's gonna have to either rebuild or call it a wrap. Like it's gonna be, and we're not
gonna sit here and watch a fucking 40-year-old Lara rebuild.
Right, and then putting him on a co-main on the pay-per-view, shit.
And one of the most exciting fighters in the world. Honestly, Tank is one of the biggest names in the sport. Exciting fighters. Like, and this is his real talk. I could not be no A-list boxer and didn't have no say on my corner.
Right.
Like seriously, like because if I'm here sitting in my jacuzzi and I get a phone call and you tell me, so Chad, hey, what's up? What you doing? So about that co-main, Laura and Spike Sullivan lined up. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck off my phone.
That fight's not gonna add. Now, granted, in the past, Laura has gotten some of the weirdest, biggest ratings on regular TV. I don't know why.
Nothing else was on.
Yeah. But this ain't it. Like, this is not gonna add no thousands. It probably won't even add tens of pay-per-view buys to this card. Like, no.
The 10 Ugas fans on Twitter don't count.
Right. Or the Irish fans that think Spike still has something. Like, I mean, Spike. Yeah. Spike is, every time he stepped up, he's lost, and he's lost brutally. So it's like, no. Like, I mean, this and it is sad too because the other two undercard fights are actually pretty good. This pay-per-view card just needed a nice co-main. I mean, in the undercard.
Dude, now you killed it. Now, this is the walk-off. This is the order your pizza, your wings, use the bathroom, roll up, go take your auntie to work, whatever. That's what the Laura fight is for. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, and then Joshua, Rolando about to do it for the Cuban School of Boxing. Well, yeah, if he does that, I guess the Cuban School of Boxing will be open again. Maybe on a part-time status basis or some shit like that. So.
I mean, we'll let y'all study sometime.
Yeah.
we'll offer tutor programs.
After school shit. But like I said, because the thing is, it has two other fights that are actually good. Like it got Jesus Ramos and Lucas Santa Maria. Like
that's a good fucking fight. That's the fight I'm looking forward to. Like, really.
And then of course Eduardo Ramirez, who I always like. I'll support. Simply because he bodied a Bartholomew brother on pay-per-view, on the Wilder pay-per-view, on the Wilder Ortiz pay-per-view too. Yeah,
this nigga.
But nigga, Bartholomew, that was the last time Bartholomew was actually on TV, my nigga. He bodied him. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So big up to him, and he's facing Luis Melendez. Who's coming off a fairly good win against Thomas Batiste. Back in November. I think it was on Bob's. I think it was the co-main for the Mayor Hamadoushi fight. If you set up that late to watch it.
Oh yeah.
And it was a good scrap. So close scrap too. So that's actually those are two good fights. It just sucks that one fight is it's unlike the other, and it's the Laura fight that's out of place.
So hold on, wait. So is Ramos going to get revenge for his uncle?
He should. I mean, Santa Maria, I don't really think is all that great.
He's not, but for some reason, he could be losing, but he just knows how to fucking turn it up and start running away with the fight. I seen him. He did that against Devin Alexander.
Yeah.
And he did that against Abel Ramos.
Yeah.
Because I felt like Ramos was putting his foot in his ass in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, Santa Maria fucking, he just starts upping his output.
I mean, I will give him props though, because he did have that good one against Michael Fox. Like that was like a couple of years ago. I mean, because Michael Fox is is an awkward fighter, and he basically beat the shit out of him in that one. You know, that was to me that was like a wife. I mean, but he has that going for him. But yeah, like other than that, I mean, Jesus Ramos should probably knock him out. Like, you know, I'm not even gonna be.
That's a hard, yo. He has to blitz Santa Maria to knock him out. Like, if he doesn't, that's a hard fucking like distance fight.
Right. You know, and like I said, yeah, like I said, those would be two openers. So at least now,
what's your prediction, nigga? Like
no, I said one prediction. I think Ramos is still gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. It probably would knock him out in probably like 6.
Shit. Okay. Sound like a shootout. Yo, King P.
What's up?
Same question, nigga.
Oh, Ramos? Yeah, Ramos gets him out of there.
What round we thinking?
I'm thinking 5th.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good fight for for however long it lasts. I think it'll last 5.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm high on Ramos though, very high. So
same here.
Yeah, Ramos got the good. So.
Yeah,
I think it goes to like the 8th round.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's a good fight. You know, it's a really good fight, and like I said, man, I mean, pay-per-view wise, like I said, one can only hope that maybe Spike, you know, will have to be pulled out, or he does something where he doesn't pass physical, and then a tougher opponent gets penciled in, and Laura gets some boxing god justice.
Or maybe they just, they give Spike Sullivan the spirit of fucking Marvin Hagler or something for the night.
Right.
And he fights well above his head. And administers some boxing justice.
There you go. Or the fight just simply gets removed, and then a better fight that was probably on the prelims, which they haven't announced yet, takes its place. But I mean, the possibilities are endless, though. But yeah, I just wish that it was like a stronger, and then of course Laura has the GameStop middleweight title for the WBA too. So it's like they're promoting that as a title fight, which is another thing that kind of it's like no. Triple G is the champion at the WBA, people. Like, no, it's not a fucking title fight for him. And truthfully, it should have been stripped. I don't know why the WBA hasn't stripped both of these niggas of their belts yet. They're not the champions, but whatever, I guess. Excuse me.
They just want that sanctioning money.
Right, they want sanctioning money. So, I mean, yeah, let's say, I mean, it should be an entertaining card at least, but Tank going further obviously can't be put in, like, his peers are starting to overlap him, like people, like the cast that everyone, like, from you're not just lightweights, but even someone like Shakur or anything like that, like, they're all starting to overlap him, so that...
They're not starting, maybe, like, Shakur did already.
Yeah, Shakur,
if Haney wins, he overlaps him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah, like Tank needs to get his shit together. Tank is too talented to be put in these type of fights. Whereas peers, like, because either whether it's
he said it himself in the All Access.
Yeah. So I just hope that this is a turning point. And then obviously, if Tank loses to Rolly, it's a huge setback, and Rolly will probably be the face of Mayweather Promotions. God forbid. Yeah. So, but yeah, it'll be like I said. I mean, Saturday. Showtime. We'll watch it in our own various ways, and it should be. Like I said, if anything, it should just be an entertaining night of hard fights, pretty much, or brutal knockouts, however you want to think about it. And